Please welcome the representative from Oregon's 2nd District, the Honorable Greg Walden.
Good morning. Okay, before we get started, we're just going to clear up one matter. It's Oregon. O-R-Y-G-U-N, Oregon. Everybody good with that? Perfect. I want to recognize the Deputy Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral James Kilby. Thanks for your leadership to the best sailors on the seas. We appreciate it. And Dana Richardson, our ship sponsor, and your husband, Admiral Richardson. Nobody knows nukes like you do, sir, and we are so honored that Dana is the sponsor, and the spirit that you will bring upon this great ship is something we will all know into the future. Thank you. And Kevin Graney, the new president, 5 days on the job, one submarine out, another coming every 5 days, right? We're going to get this. Good, good. That's the new pace. I want to recognize the Oregon Commissioning Committee as well, led by Jim Lasher and Arlo Gatchell. Would you both stand in the Oregon Commissioning Committee, wherever you are out here? Please stand up. They've done a great job, and we are really proud to have you here and your leadership back home. I want to recognize Governor Lamont and my colleagues, Congressman Joe Courtney and Congressman Jim Langevin and Senator Richard Blumenthal. You are all very fortunate to have such leaders, and we as a country are very fortunate to have the leadership that these gentlemen provide to give us the defense and the war capabilities that we have. They are friends, they are leaders, and they are patriots for America. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service in every capacity. And I got the opportunity to tour the submarine yesterday with Commodore Miller. Thanks for your leadership, and Commander/Captain Patrick and the entire crew of the PCU Oregon. We look forward to your service. Thanks for the tour, and Godspeed in the work ahead. I want to recognize the staff from our senior senator from Oregon, Ron Wyden's staff is here today. Ben Widnes, Lavanya Saritharan, and Chris Segoyan. If you all would stand, we want to recognize Senator Wyden's staff, who is representing the senator here today from Washington. Thank you for being here. And to all the members of the military, our veterans and their families who are gathered here today, thank you for your service to our country. I'm delighted, I'm humbled, and I'm honored to represent my great state of Oregon and to look out on such a powerful force of freedom as is behind us, the PCU Oregon, and to say thank you to the best fighting force of men and women that has ever sailed the seas. Theodore Roosevelt was the Assistant Secretary of the Navy when construction began in 1891 of the last USS Oregon. Roosevelt fought for naval superiority for America, and with good reason. And in 1898, the Oregon, under the command of Captain Charles Edgar Clark, and with 2,000 extra tons of ammunition and coal, would travel about 250 nautical miles a day. They battled harsh seas to join up in the North Atlantic Squadron in Peru on her way to fight in the Spanish-American War. Now, she burned through 4,100 tons of coal. She traveled 14,500 miles in just 66 days, which was an unprecedented feat. In fact, the New York Times declared the Oregon was, and I quote, the most famous vessel in the American Navy, and among the modern fleets of the world, there is no fighting vessel whose engines and batteries have accomplished more. She was called the Bulldog of the Navy, and she was said to have a bone in her teeth. The Oregon was called upon again in World War I, but by the time World War II broke out, Oregon's outdated structure meant her highest value was, sadly, for scrap and to further the war effort. Now, while it's been many years since the original USS Oregon sailed her last voyage, we shall always remember the brave sailors who so proudly answered the call of freedom. So today, we gather to carry on this storied tradition by christening the future USS Oregon, this fast attack Virginia-class, not coal-powered, but nuclear-powered submarine that will carry on the proud legacy of her predecessors. Now, this submarine is actually 26 feet longer and can travel underwater 12 knots faster than the battleship it's named for could travel upon the seas. The task to build such a submarine takes time. It takes thought, it takes resources, and above all, it takes skilled craftsmen and women. It takes the work and true American craftsmanship and innovation that you all displayed. Everyone who helped design and helped build this submarine is a great American patriot. You too are defenders of our nation's freedom. You have done your duty to help secure the safety of all Americans and our allies, and we thank you, especially the workers from General Dynamics Electric Boat, whose time and talent and who skillfully built this incredible submarine. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in applauding these working men and women of America. Thank you for what you've done. Now, it is imperative for the sake of our nation's security that Congress provides our Department of Defense with the budget necessary to build out our Navy and strengthen our military. And thankfully, President Trump believes in this mission and is committed to supporting our nation's military and veterans, just as we on this stage are. His budget backed up his words on both counts, and as a result, we are able to make sure that the men and women who wear our nation's uniform have the latest equipment and the best training possible to defend our country and to protect themselves when they're in harm's way. And it is these men and women who will light the lights of this sub and give the USS Oregon her soul. They will secure our freedom. They will protect our future. I'm inspired by their selfless commitment, those who answer the call to serve are America's best. For generations, Americans have served this nation with honor. They have selflessly sacrificed on behalf of people they will never know. Some have become prisoners of war. Other heroes remain missing in action, and too many paid the ultimate price, one that we can never fully repay. The USS Oregon and her crew know just how serious their mission is, hunting down and, if needed, eliminating enemy submarines and ships that are armed with capabilities of nuclear warfare. Retired Navy Vice Admiral Michael J. Connor referenced these fast attack submarines as game changers when it comes to working against rival military superpowers. And consider for a moment the gravity of this mission. The submarine behind us, or before you, has the capability to literally prevent nuclear war. The USS Oregon will not just be a guardian of the seas and a protector of freedom, but also she will be home to more than 130 sailors. Now, in the darkest depths of the ocean, her fortified hull, her advanced sonar capabilities will protect these brave warriors. And the security of America is their mission, it is their job, it is their noble commitment. Neither the life nor the work is easy, but the role of a submarine and its crew is pivotal for America's national security. It plays a large role in our country's power stance in the world, not just today, but for the many tomorrows to come. And even in the darkest places, I know the light of freedom will guard the USS Oregon, and it will guard her crew. And to them, just remember, as wet and dark as it is way down there, we might just have wetter and darker times during the long winters in Oregon. There's a reason we're called the Ducks and the Beavers. So today we will christen this ship with sparkling Oregon wine and water from Crater Lake. That's the deepest freshwater lake in North America. It's also about 2.5 times deeper than the published limit of this sub. It's a long way down there. The USS Oregon will navigate through the world's oceans, touching every corner of the globe as she protects our great nation. She and her crew will be a symbol of freedom and democracy to all who encounter her. I pray that the strength she projects will ensure the peace that we all seek, and that she will never see battle, never face danger, and always honorably serve. That she will return from each mission unscathed, and those who are among her crew will live long and prosperous lives. but should they encounter the face of evil, I know that she and they will live up to her great name and honor those who built her by doing what she and her crew were trained to do, and that's defend freedom-loving peoples. So fair winds and following seas to the USS Oregon and her crew. May God bless her and her crew, and may God bless these United States of America. Thank you very much.